What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I've recently been obsessed with YouTuber apology videos, a genre of video. If you've been on YouTube for any length of time and following YouTubers or other content creators, I'm sure you're very aware. They're mostly all cringe. They mostly all suck. A lot of them just end up making the situation worse. There's very few YouTuber apologies that actually turn fans in favor of the creator who's apologizing. So I thought, hey, all these YouTubers probably need a couple tips, so why don't I take my extremely high IQ and give them a little couple tips and tricks and how-tos on what to do. Also, how-to videos tend to just perform very well in the algorithm, and I'm just trying to be famous, so there's that. I forgot to mention, though, this video is basically going to be broken up into 3 parts. Part 1, I'm going to be reviewing, essentially, and going over all the notable YouTuber content creator apologies and trying to give my thoughts and learn something from it. Part 2, I will give you the 10 crack commandments on what is to be learned from all this. What are the 10 things you need to know when making an apology video? And in part 3, I myself will be making an apology for some heinous act that I committed. Bit of a side note, there's a section in this video where I use the word probably a lot. So this video also doubles as a drinking game. You could take a drink every time I say the word probably. And yes, the irony is not lost on me on the fact that I call myself super smart multiple times in this very video and then use the word probably that many times. Boy, is there egg on my face? Boy, is there egg on my face? This is so cold, holy f***. Boy, is there egg on my face? Boy, is there egg on my face? Boy, is there egg on my face? Ow! Ow! Please subscribe. The research.
I want to apologize to anyone who has been affected or touched by mental illness or depression or suicide. But most importantly, I want to apologize to the victim and his family.
Okay, first off with Jake Paul here, Logan Paul. The fake crying bit, yeah, that doesn't work for me. Rubbing your eyes to like make them look red before you start recording is retarded. And furrowing your brow, the little puppy dog eyes to go along with it, like the whole thing is just, you're not a good actor, so like don't over emote. Essentially, this isn't Fortnite. You can't just dance on the graves of dead Japanese people. Like, you want to be remorseful, but you don't want to seem like you're trying to just get sympathy. I like how this one's short and sweet. It's 2 minutes. It's easy for me to watch.
The goal with my content is always to entertain, to push the boundaries, to be all-inclusive.
Don't lie to your fans. Your content's all-inclusive. Logan, what is it? I mean, I guess he's technically including dead Japanese people. I mean, outside of dead Japanese people, who is your content for? It's 14-year-olds that want to say, F you, mom. Hey, mom, F you. I'm on team 10. Hey, mom, I photoshopped you getting banged out on black.com and sent them to dad. Divorce incoming. F you, mom. I love Jake Paul, Logan Paul. You, mom, do you hear that? Those are sirens. I called the police and told them that you raped me. You want to take away my Xbox? You want to take away my Call of Duty? Well, now you've been raped. Wait, I've been. I think it's probably a good idea to say F you, mom, in your apology. James Charles, everybody's favorite gay YouTuber. The gayer you can make your apology, probably the better. Remember when Kevin Spacey got canceled for sitting on young boys' faces or something like that? For wrestling with some young boys?
Conclusions can be so deceiving.
All you gotta do is just tell everyone you're gay, and then ultimately it doesn't actually end up going away and you lose your Netflix gig. So there is that. Couldn't hurt though. More seriously though, just looking at his makeup, I mean, it's probably not a good idea to look like you're about to go out to the club when you're apologizing. It's probably not a good idea to look like you're about to go to the gay club and get banged out in the bathroom by black guys with the last Logan Paul fan's mom. Honestly, the whole thing is like, oh, he takes the makeup off at one point. But honestly, the whole thing seems like just overproduced. You shouldn't have a production budget for your apology video. There's too much stuff. I'm not watching 40 minutes of this. This is ridiculous. Next, we have KSI. This one is an hour and, oh my God, an hour and 19 minutes. Perfect. Your apology video should not be a feature film. If you have craft services for your apology video, you done f***ed up.
I don't understand why it's a problem now. Maybe I took it too far sometimes, but not once did you ever bring it up that I made you feel uncomfortable.
I like how he stays calm throughout the whole thing. He's not overreacting. He's playing everything subtle. And there are points that he does feel like he needs to refute. And when you deliver that information calmly and like a normal human being, I find it just easier to digest. But ultimately, what I gather, this apology video is about him beating up his brother. So I think making an apology video for something that doesn't matter probably isn't a good idea. Oh, you're apologizing for having a brother? Oh, okay. A classic. The PewDiePie N-word apology. One of my favorites.
What a fucking jeez, oh my God.
Again, short and sweet. He seems very sincere in his apology.
Something that I said in the heat of the moment. I said the worst word I could possibly think of, and it just sort of slipped out. And I'm not going to make any excuses to why it did, because there are no excuses for it.
I don't think being verbose is ever going to help you. Just say what you need to say, get in, get out. Or I guess you can take the Trump approach and just never admit that you're wrong. That's pretty based and red-pilled.
I just want to give you the opportunity. Is there anybody you'd like to apologize to right now yourself?
No.
No?
Subscribe now if you're based and PewDiePie pilled. Jeffree Star apologizing for racism.
And this video is mainly about something that is a really f***ed up subject that I've had to deal with for a long time.
He swears in the video like that. Gotta keep it real. Gotta keep it to the streets. Nah, I'm saying, nah, I mean. You gotta speak the language of the people and shiznit. Hey, brother, I'm sorry. I ran over your dog with my hoopty. Takes too long to get to the point. This isn't a movie. We don't need the big reveal in the third act. Get your point out first. If you have extra information to give it. If you need to clarify some things. Tana Mojo, one of my faves.
Today's video is going to be the hardest video I've ever had to film. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I am so nervous. And I spent the past week doing nothing but running away from my problems and hiding from all my problems and trying to avoid this, because that's what I do best. When I have a problem, I push it under the rug and I run away from it and I hide from it until I can't anymore.
I think describing what your apology is gonna be first is probably a bad move. Just say it. You don't need to. I don't need a table of contents for what is about to happen. Also, she just comes off like real, like kind of narcissistic about it. Kind of just makes it all about her. Like just saying like, oh my God, this apology, it's gonna be so hard for me. Oh no, the apology. Ew, it's so ick. Apology video, it's my top 5 biggest icks.
And I didn't want people to think I was a racist because I was such an activist against racism.
Oh my God, she literally apologizes for being too much of an activist. Okay, well, I guess don't be retarded. I guess that's the rule we learned from this one.
Hey guys.
This is Manny Mua. I don't know who it is. What is that called? Like the zoomer pause or whatever? Yeah, like when you start the video and then you don't start talking right away. Don't do that. Don't do that. I hate that so much. Here's a compilation of people just like, big sigh, apology about to come. Freaking out. Having an anxiety attack about what's about to come out of my mouth. It's a video. Shut the f up. Keemstar. Yeah, this is a good one too. It's an hour long, and he's talking in Keemstar voice.
I have made mistakes. I have done things that I regret and that I will live with for the rest of my life.
If you're playing a character on YouTube during an apology video, probably a good time to drop the character. Just a suggestion for me. Or maybe it's time to make a new character. Maybe it's time to evolve.
Your apology that you didn't give me for the mistake that you made was very, very weak.
This video obviously looks really different, and it's just gonna be really quick. I just woke up.
Olivia Jade. I like how it's short, but there's a lot of shortcomings to this apology as well. I think number one, don't do it in black and white. It's not time to get artsy when doing your apology video. Just make it colored. Don't be in bed / don't lie about being in bed. Clearly she didn't just wake up. I mean, just look at her face. She didn't just wake up. She has like eyeliner on or whatever. Why would you lie about that? That's an insane thing to do. It also seems like she's freestyling it.
I think a lot of people obviously like to attack me because I've grown up a different life. And again, that's not me. I see everything I say, I'm like walking on eggshells because I'm freaking out about saying something wrong. But
you might be interesting and people like you or whatever, fine, but that doesn't actually mean you're good at like speaking and forming sentences. If your content is makeup tutorials, then perhaps it's a good idea that you write out your thoughts first and then say them. Have a little editing, maybe bounce it off a couple people with IQs over 100. And I don't mean that just to be disparaging to this lady. I think freestyle speaking is actually like a very difficult skill to have.
All right, guys, so I'm gonna try to make this as short and sweet as possible. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
T. Martin, another fave, another classic, a YouTube apology classic coming up. Well, I mean, again, right off the bat, do not speak in YouTuber voice.
Cooper, I have no idea how I'm gonna record this video, dude.
Animal sympathy? That's a no. That's such a cheap trick. You.
I want to talk to you guys in this video. It's been so hard. So much possible.
Laura Lee, don't ugly cry on camera. God damn. I mean, she's clearly like...
To disappoint you all who have supported me for so many years.
I'm pretty sure she's fake, ugly crying.
So sorry for disappointing you.
Nobody wants to see your schizophrenic, fake mental breakdown.
I know that I'm better than that person.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost.
Ooh, as a Travis Scott fan, this one's a rough one. I think probably don't kill people. That's probably a good idea. I feel like I mentioned this before, but having like any sort of art direction for your apology video, black and white, weird low angle that shows off your double chin. Autistically stim maxing is probably a bad idea in his case. Maintaining eye contact with the camera is a good idea. Whoa, Bryce, you see the new Travis Scott apology video? It was directed by Virgil Abloh.
This apology video is brought to you by McDonald's. Get my new Travis burger, and then you get to hear my apology.
My cards are all out on the table now. Will you look, or will you fold?
Oh my god. Putting background music in your apology video, having a music bed for your apology video that's crazy. That's such a wild thing to do. Oh my god, Simply Kenna, you done it again. I mean, she checks off a lot of boxes that we've already spoken about. Putting flowers in your hair to look like a trad wife, probably a bad idea. Trying to gather coomers to your defense is probably the worst thing you could do. Speaking in riddles is probably a bad idea.
I've told tales, false regales. I've thrown pebbles, sticks, and stones. I've hurt people, and behind covers, it made me feel much less alone.
Huff and puff, oh, this time is tough for me. But lend me your ears and you shall see. This isn't who I am. I spread love and cheer. And I may have been driving drunk, but only had but one beer. A child may be dead, but whose fault is that? The GPS led me down to the wrong hood, and I was scared as a cat. He was only 7, the poor boy went splat. But who gives a hoot because the child was black? Listen, I don't think it's a good idea for you to be trying to get signed to a record label. If the goal of your apology is to be the hot new artist on, I don't know, 300 Entertainment, if you have Chief Keef on your apology, probably a bad idea.
Keep this shit 100, I keep this shit 300. I pull up in that Audi, you pull up in that Honda.
That's actually no, that's actually probably a really good idea. If you can get Chief Keef on your apology, You should probably do that. Who's on Cameo? Are there rappers on Cameo? Damn, Drake's dad's on Cameo? That's insane. Oh, we got Crip Mac or whatever his name is, Big Mac. Project Pat is $650. God damn. Look at this extra Yellow Wolf 3.6 Australian rapper. Ew. Okay, maybe Crip Mac. Maybe we could do that. Hey man, can you help apologize to my friend Mercedes? I hit her with my car, total accident. Not that serious. She'll make a full recovery and I paid all the bills, but she won't talk to me no more. She a big fan and I need a hype man. Hell yeah. All right, well, request sent. Let's see what happens there.
5 Mercedes on hood. From Dan in the 5 Miss Crip Mac on hood. But apologize for our cuff friend Mercedes. Cause I hit her on accidentally. Oh, it's a joke on hood. A car accident. Damn, man. Well, he sends his apologies. He's gonna have full recovery and paid all the bills. You won't talk with Cud no more. Cud honestly apologizes on hood. Give Cud another chance. He's gonna pay everything you need to pay. And y'all just work this stuff out on hood. 5 Mercedes from Dan and the 5 Miss Crip and Mac.
Primals, I'm making this video to apologize.
Liver King. First of all, I think it's probably a good idea to not pan your audio to one side. If you can get stereo audio going on. I know I was complaining before about having too much production value. I think too little is also probably pretty bad. That's number one. Number two, don't try to sound based and red-pilled in your apology.
I've stated that this is a complicated as topic, at least to me it is, because before social media, I was rich and anonymous, and after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous.
I think putting a shirt on is probably a good idea, unless if you're a woman, then probably take it off.
Liver King, the public figure, was an experiment to spread the message, to bring awareness to the 4,000 people a day who kill themselves, the 80,000 people a day that try to kill themselves. Our people are hurting at record rates with depression, autoimmune, anxiety, infertility.
Okay, well, maybe this guy should have freestyled a little more. This motivational speech that he gives, I mean, it sounds like it was written by a guy on steroids. Probably like a high school level education should probably be like your minimum threshold to making an apology. And why is he in like a sex dungeon? What is this? What is that god-awful chair he's sitting in? Like, is he trying to be the Mountain from Game of Thrones? This whole thing just screams, I'm the Mountain from Game of Thrones. Sienna May, classic. This is probably the best YouTuber apology, TikToker, whatever, content creator apology of all time. I mean, does anything really need to be said about this one? Don't do an interpretive dance. That's retarded. Women are stupid. I think being in your underwear as a woman is probably a plus. I think that'll probably go a long way with a lot of people. But doing a gay dance, I mean, come on. And what'd she do again? Didn't she like kiss like an underage boy? Okay, last one, Atrioc. I believe I made a video on this when it happened.
I'm just gonna give it like a few minutes.
Yeah. I'll talk about it. Waiting for chat to like roll in so you can give the apology, that's insane.
And I'm sorry. I really am.
Crying on camera, I mean, we've spoken about this many times. That's a big no, especially if you're a dude. Do not do that.
This is deeply upsetting and extremely embarrassing.
Having your wife cuck you out in the background, that's probably a negative as well. That's a huge stat debuff. The rules. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to lay out the 10 crack commandments on how to make an apology video. Everything we've watched, everything I've watched, all the research we've done, the research I've done, it all culminates to this moment right here. Starting off with number 1, be a real human / drop the character. If you're a VTuber, maybe do a face reveal. That might help. If you're a Dr. Disrespect type, maybe take the wig off. If you have a wig in your apology video, you're doing too much. Number 2, short and sweet. You don't need to be verbose. You don't need to say too much. Just get to the point. Number 3, look relatable / wear a shirt. Only applies to the men. Number 4, get a high school diploma. If you don't have one, don't apologize for anything ever. If you don't have what it takes up here to formulate the thoughts to properly apologize to an individual or a group of people, then maybe just don't, and for the most part, it'll probably blow over in a week, unless if you killed someone like Travis Scott. Number 5, don't start with a sigh. Self-explanatory. Number 6, no production value. Stereo audio is required. Number 7, prep a statement. You don't want to be going in raw dog. You don't want to be going in freestyling it. Take some time, take a deep breath, collect your thoughts, write them down on your laptop, pass it off to a couple friends, maybe some loved ones, have them read over it, make sure you're not making yourself look like a fool. Number 8, no dogs or any kind of props in general. Number 9, don't rhyme. That actually was not done on purpose. Poetry, any kind of rapping, it should never sound good over a sick beat. And number 10, this one's a little optional, but if you can afford it, get a hype man. Preferably someone charismatic, maybe like a rapper or a magician, stand-up comedian. If they have a criminal past, that's a plus. Unless if it involved kids, that's a big minus. And that is all you need to know about making a YouTube apology video. The apology. So it's come down to this, the final movement in this 3-act play, where I will have to write an apology using my 10 apology crack commandments that are based on everything we learned in the first part of watching people apologize. I really lost steam on that one. So I thought, very high IQ individual, I thought that the fairest way for me to do this would be to auto-generate a situation to put myself in that I then have to apologize for. So the simplest way for me to do that was the 3-wheel system, the triple wheels of destiny. So there's going to be three wheels. Each wheel has a different subject on it. So this one, for instance, has an action. The second wheel is going to have a person, and a third wheel is going to have the location. So on this first wheel, we have, this is for the action wheel. So these are possible actions I could have committed. We have pantsed, stabbed, tried to take on a field trip. So I guess kidnapping, I guess is another way to put that. Stole from, sold HRT to without a prescription, asked for nudes from, hate crime, farted on, and sniffed like Joe Biden. Ooh, those sound devious, but what kind of people could I be doing this to? Why don't we find out? So we got someone with Down syndrome, an Asian child, trans, a blue-haired pig. I think you guys know what I mean by that. A BIPOC employee. I don't actually remember what BIPOC stands for, but essentially not white. A homeless psycho, a gay celebrity, a short person, and a disabled veteran. And lastly, we have which location these heinous crimes are going to be committed in. The possibilities are a church, Paris, Texas, a roller coaster line, a Home Depot parking lot, a bank, a McDonald's, an abortion clinic, the MyPillow HQ, and a movie theater. But enough talk. Why don't we just dive in and figure out what I have to apologize for? Ooh, this is nerve-wracking. What do? We just spin over here? What do we got? Don't give me abortion clinic. Don't give me abortion clinic. Okay, a movie theater. What kind of heinous crimes could a sick individual like me commit at a movie theater? I used to work in one for many years when I was a young boy. And perhaps this heinous crime I'm going to commit is against a young boy. Why don't we find out just exactly who I'm committing this atrocity to? Why don't we spin the wheel and pray that we don't get a trans or possibly a gay celebrity? Come on, homeless psycho. Okay, that's a rough one. All right, a BIPOC employee. So, I mean, here we have some BIPOC employees. Damn, this actually might end up getting me canceled. What if my preempt apology for something that never happened gets me canceled? God damn it. Well, I did do blackface earlier in the video. Potentially, might have been cut out. You'll never know. I guess you literally would know. Hey, brother. So we got our location, a movie theater. We got the person I'm doing this crime to, a BIPOC employee, aka black. Now it's time to find out exactly what I did to this individual. God, I really hope it's not a hate crime. Please don't be a hate crime. Whew. Okay, I only stabbed them. This could be worse. So let me write my apology using our 10 commandments and figure out exactly what I'm about to say. Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video to update you on what's been going on the past couple months. I'm sure you may have seen my name trending on Twitter or noticed that I haven't been posting. I was actually locked up for 4 months and just posted bail recently. I was in a bit of an altercation where I ended up stabbing one of our Nubian queens at a midnight screening of Wakanda Forever 2. I'm legally not really allowed to dive too deeply into it, but I can tell you that this woman, she was an employee at the movie theater, and she wasn't too happy with my Black Panther cosplay. During my time in prison, I did have a moment to self-reflect and do a lot of reading. I've recently come to learn some things I was completely oblivious to in the past, that obesity is very rampant in the Black women community. I should have been more mindful and considerate of the race of the person I was stabbing, due to the fact that she was on blood thinners because of the heart disease. If there's a light at the end of the tunnel, I think we all may have learned a lesson here today. Think before you stab. To be clear, Mercedes is still alive, and most of the proceeds will be donated to a GoFundMe that you can donate to yourself. I'll leave a link in the description down below. I'm trying to buy her a new wheelchair. It's actually very difficult to get blood off of a wheelchair. And again, I would just like to humbly apologize to most of the Black women community, of course, excluding Candace Owens and Ice Spice.